Welcome back to Conversations with Reg. Today we are speaking to the one and only Sbusiso, award-winning author, producer, everything under the sun really. This guy is an incredibly intelligent human being and we had such a great conversation about the role of the youth in shaping our country. Let me not waste too much of your time. Let's jump right into the interview. And please like, share, and comment on the video for anything that you think and anybody that you would want to add to the Reggie Mash network.
Hey, what do you do, baby? Welcome to my brand new show. This is the second episode that you're going to be seeing if you are watching right now. It's called The Conversations with Reg, and I'm with my man, Sbusiso Manqa. Manqa,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, I understand you're so too.
Yeah, I'm
So
so
it's
too.
yeah, that
Yeah, man. Yeah,
it's
you
a
know.
bit of a struggle.
And I'm so glad to finally be speaking with you today because I've been watching you, I've been following you, right? And I've always known that one day I need to sit down and speak with this guy, along with other people. You know, you're not the only one, but I've always wanted to speak to you because you are an award-winning author. You are a script writer. You are, like you've been doing so much that I feel like I just really wanted to pick your brain today. But before that, I understand that we're living in a big, although sometimes it feels like a small world, but we're living in a big world. And for anyone who doesn't know you, maybe you can introduce yourself, tell us what you do, what you're involved in before we get too deep into the episode today. You know what I'm just realizing now?
Yeah,
I'm not sure if your mic is on. Are you catching there? Say something, please.
I don't know.
You're not. This
I'm not
guy
on
didn't
it.
switch on the mic. This guy didn't switch on the mic. Yeah, now your mic is on. Damn.
Oh, okay, okay. So we have to start off fresh.
Yeah, we'll start off fresh.
No
It's cool.
worries.
I'm not even gonna stop the camera. Because I'm going to interview guests like Kiabona green light. Yeah, so I Kiabona, man, I'm not seeing your green light there. Are we good now?
Yeah.
Right, let me just clap one more time. Okay, let's start. Hey, what it do, baby? Welcome to the Conversations with Reg, with your boy Reggie Mash. I'm here today with my man, Sbusiso Manqa.
Manqa, yeah.
Manqa, yes, I got it. I was struggling with that a little bit earlier on. I'm here with my man, Sbusiso Manqa, award-winning author, scriptwriter, filmmaker, so much, so much. I'm so glad to be speaking with you today, my man. I'm very encouraged. All of these words that go with encouraged, honestly, because I'm very inspired by you and your story, and just from watching you and having spoken with you today, I feel like people deserve to pick your mind a bit, or to see your mind being picked. you know, I'm very interested in what you have to say, but because we're living in such a big world, it feels small, but it is a big world. I'm sure there's someone who's watching right now who doesn't necessarily know who you are and what you do. So if you can just introduce yourself before we go too deep into the conversation. Who is Sbusiso? How do you get into writing, and what is it that he's done that will make someone want to carry on watching this episode?
Yeah. No, man. Firstly, man, I'm honored to be here.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much.
the invite. Sbusiso Manqa. I'm a creative entrepreneur. So everything that I do firstly begins with me being a creative. Started off as a writer, poet,
I
you
see.
know, and it grew into different avenues, from writer, poet to filmmaker to author. But now I wear the hat of the founder and managing director of a company called SA Books Online.
Yes.
So what SA Books Online is, it's a platform that centralizes South African
Literature.
literature,
I
you
see.
know. All stakeholders, from authors, publishers, service providers such as editors, proofreaders, you know, distributors, all of them are there. We have a mobile app where literature is consumed via audio and ebooks. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
the hat that I wear right now as the managing director of SA Books Online. Outside that, man, I think I'm just a guy who just lies low and
Yeah.
does his
He
thing.
does
And
his thing. Yes.
yeah, I
Yes.
think if you follow me, most posts that you'll see is just work.
Yes.
It's just work.
Most of the
Outside
time.
work, I don't expose my personal life that much. Not that I am somehow too private about it,
Yeah,
I just don't do it.
I see.
I just don't do it. I'm not secretive. I'm not anything. But you won't know anything about me if you're not next to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I'm hoping you're gonna reveal some private stuff today. Let's see how it goes. Yeah. But you know, there's something that whenever I did see you, it's something that I always thought about, and I'd like a lot of young people who perhaps are watching this to really think about that. You know, did you ever imagine yourself as an author? Did you ever imagine that you'd be the owner of a publication? I think it's called Inyani Books. Not sure if it's still running now.
Yeah.
SA Books Online. I don't think there's any 16-year-old teenager, well, if there are any, it's not that many, you know, who are thinking that they'll be running SA Books Online, be the chairperson of the Gauteng branch of, you know, what is it?
The Literacy Association of
Literacy
South Africa.
Association, Litasa. I think it's
Litasa,
yes,
yes,
Litasa, you know. I don't think there's a lot of teenagers who imagine themselves in the role that you're serving now as a creative entrepreneur. And so for a young person now, through your story, I'd like for them to think about wherever they're going by drawing inspiration from whatever your story is and what is on your mind at the current moment.
I think firstly we need to do away with this fixation or this thinking of dreams as a fixation. Dreams evolve because your life evolves.
Yes.
You know, my dreams as a 6-year-old were not the same dreams as a 10-year-old, as a 16-year-old,
Yes.
as a 25-year-old.
Keep changing.
They keep changing. You know, when you say, did I think of myself as owning SA Books Online or running SA Books Online and all of these other heads? An argument could be yes. It was not specific,
Okay.
but it's linked. I saw myself doing something of significance and importance. You understand?
I understand.
When
yes.
I was younger, in school I used to sell sweets. I used to sell sweets. I used to sell snacks.
Honorary Fruit Plus.
Fruit plus, yeah. So,
Okay, yeah.
so I've been loving entrepreneurship. So now the issue was, what did I see myself as? I saw whatever that I was doing growing.
Yes.
I saw whatever I was involved in growing, and I saw myself in a position of great responsibility and delegation and leadership.
I see.
You understand? As I grew older and I found out I could write, I saw myself writing and putting things out there and being a thought leader in my own space, in my own community. When I got into business, I saw myself as being a successful CEO, or chairperson or director running a business, still in a position of leadership with great responsibility.
Leadership.
Hence I said it could be argued I still had the same dreams. It might have varied when you go to the specifics of context.
Yes.
You understand? But the dynamics are the same. Have I always seen myself like this? Yes.
That's very interesting to think of because we're heading into the elections now, and something I really wanted to talk to you about. You know, people don't understand reading. I've got a lot of people that tell me, hey, your English is so good or whatever. And even if not about the English specifically, but it's always been a case of, I understand the importance of reading. Reading expands your mind, your vocabulary, your perspectives about everything. And so you say this, and I feel like you can think like that because of the expansion of your mind through books. Writing a book, no matter how big or small, it's not an easy task, you know. And something that, like I said, I wanted to talk to you about with regards to the reading is like, when someone decides to become an author or something, you have to have read, and consequently your mind expands in the way you think. And like you just said, you knew you were going to be a leader one day. A lot of people don't see themselves like that, you know. You think about going into the world of work and working for the top 4 accounting firms or the top 4 law firms out there, and then you see your life change in ways that you never really specifically thought about. You understand? So the biggest thing that I really want to ask you or talk about right now is that as elections are coming, I don't think a lot of politicians saw themselves as politicians. but they probably saw themselves as leaders, which is why they are where they are. How would you say reading, like platforms like SA Books Online, like you say, you're connecting a lot of people who perhaps thought like you as, I want to be a leader one day, I don't know how I'm going to do it, let me write a book. I've got so many ideas, I've got so many big things on my mind, and I need people to see it, or I just need to put it on paper. And how can reading or going to a platform like SA Books Online, how does that affect the decisions that a person makes and becoming a leader and all of that? Because the literature culture in SA is bad. I was in class with a guy in grade 11 who read at a third grade level. We don't know where the guy is now,
Yeah.
but we don't know where the guy is now. You know, he could be something big.
The reading culture in SA is something that is to be debated, and I have gotten into proactive arguments, for lack of a better phrasing, during fundraising, during exhibiting, as we go and promote SA Books Online about the reading culture in SA. Are we readers in SA? A lot of people say no. You say no
It
as
could
well.
be argued. It could
I
be
say-
argued.
From 8 o'clock till around 2 o'clock, Monday to Friday,
Yes.
how many people or children from grade 1 to 12 are there in the country, in the classroom? And what are they doing?
They're reading. They're reading. Yes.
How many people from Monday to Saturday, sometimes even Sundays, in universities, in tertiaries, in lecture rooms, in lecture halls, what are they doing?
They're reading.
How many people Monday to Friday are in offices,
Yes.
typing and receiving documents?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
So we must not insult ourselves and say we are not a nation of readers. Maybe we don't have a rich literature culture in terms of consuming specific types of literature or texts, such as literature that is meant for recreational purposes.
I see.
You understand? Or literature where you enhance your knowledge. You know, maybe we consume literature with an end goal, like a certificate or something.
And
or
that's
something.
where I wanted to take it, you see?
you understand?
Because now
Yeah.
these kids that are reading in school, they get home and they don't want to see a book in front of them.
Yeah, because what books are you giving them? What books are you giving them? Can you read? How easy is it gonna be to read a book from? Okay, let me make this scenario. There are 2 books about success. I know I'm making this example because a lot of people wanna be successful. And
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's a trendy thing right now. Entrepreneurship,
Success,
motivational success.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
trendy thing, but it's relevant because everyone wants to get there. We're in South Africa right now. You know, everyone in the world has their version of the hood, of the ghetto. Everyone in the world has their version of the suburbs, the city, the upper life, upper echelons.
Soft life is
The
what
soft
they're
life.
calling it.
Yeah. So there's one book called From the Favela to Rio de Janeiro, or From the Hood to New York City.
Yes.
And there's a book called From Ekasi to Sandton. Which one are you gonna relate to?
Most likely a
Which
Kasi
books,
to
are we,
Stanton.
which books are we giving our children? And then we say they don't read. When you enter a bookstore, which books do you see on the windows? You understand? Not that there isn't local books, but it's just so much little content, and people have many characteristics to them, or come from way different backgrounds.
Backgrounds, yes.
You understand? So what is it that we are giving our people? And then we say they do not read. Let's not insult them. If you have a cell phone, you read.
Who's in charge of getting these books there? Like at the moment you started SA Books Online, which is bringing SA literature to the forefront. I'm not sure if you have foreign books there, but what I understand, like from your tagline, bringing SA literature to a gateway to SA literature, I think is what it is,
Gateway
right?
to South African literature.
To South African literature. So if you don't do it, who is supposed to be putting it there? I've heard a lot of arguments saying people don't start businesses in South Africa, people don't have jobs in South Africa, and like there's a split of who is supposed to be creating that business. Is it supposed to be government? Is it supposed to be ourselves? Just like you right now, you've taken it upon yourself. I understand the NYDA and whatnot. They're involved in funding people like yourself who are trying to, or working with people like yourself who are trying to bring the literature into the forefront. But now my question is, who is responsible for bringing that literature?
Us.
My favorite book is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. The guy is from Brazil.
Yeah.
He knows nothing about how I grew up in Valdrift. A suburban area, I'd like to think back then, I don't know about now, but I grew up in a suburban area, you know. It's going to be hard for me to connect with someone who's not even 20 kilometers away in Sebokeng. And who's responsible for bringing the right thing in front of the right person?
You know, you mentioned something earlier that is quite important when you said it's an election year. And it's not just South Africa. 60% of the world is voting this year, you know. And the one thing that we as young people lack, I don't know about the rest of the world, but I'll specifically say to South Africans,
Yeah.
young people of today, our generation, we don't like taking responsibility.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like somebody should be doing something for us. Yeah. When SA Books Online started, it started with me wanting to put this book on a platform where there is South African literature, and I couldn't find it. And I said, okay, if I don't find it, that's a gap I should.
Let me do it.
Let me
yeah.
do it.
Let me fill the gap for myself.
You understand? And when we say we don't see enough local literature, we don't see enough local stories, the question is, who's supposed to bring it? That's what you asked. Is it somebody from elsewhere or is it us?
Supposed to be us, yes.
It's supposed to be us. So now, for me, is that as young people, we need to step up. We need to step up. We are living in a world or in a country where there are decisions that are going to affect the country for the next 50 years being made by people who might not see the next 50 years.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, that's true.
and the people who are going to see the next 50 years are sitting and complaining.
It's crazy you say that because the president of Namibia passed away last night, yesterday. The man was 82 years old.
There's a great saying that no one's going to give you power. No one ever gives you power. Willingly.
Yes.
Power, you take it. We don't take it. And that's why the old people won't give it to you because they took it. That's the practice they know when it comes to power, when it comes to structure and leadership. You know, they took it by force. You know,
they're not going to give it away.
Sometimes it's violent, sometimes it's not. A force can be characterized in different ways. The issue is, as young people, why are we sitting and watching the world go by, decisions being taken by people who won't live to see those decisions come to fruition?
Yes.
You understand? And we are relaxed.
Hey, we're very relaxed.
We are relaxed.
Yeah.
We are weak.
I myself have never voted.
Why?
You see, I won't even be able to tell you why.
If there's a saying that if you haven't voted, you voted.
Ash. Hey, you're making me feel bad now.
No. It's not. You are a representation of a lot of young people out there who feel like the system is not for them, it's not working for them. And it's important when some of us come into positions of leadership, we must acknowledge and accept the responsibility and speak based on those responsibilities that are bestowed on us. To say, look, I understand. I know why you don't vote. It makes sense why a lot of people don't vote. Young people don't vote. But not voting is voting.
It doesn't change the fact that we do need to vote.
Not voting.
We need to participate.
Is voting. If you think about it. To say, okay, here's a government I do not like. And here's this power that has been given unto us to say, I can take them out. And if I don't use it,
They will
we are
not go.
proactively keeping them in power. You understand?
I
So
feel
it is
you.
important to participate in this. You do not argue from outside the yard. You argue from inside the yard. You participate. You hold people accountable. You say to me, Sbu, you said this the last time. I'm not seeing it happen. You understand?
Yes.
If your father says, I'm going to buy food, and you come back from school and you don't find
There's
bread,
no food.
there's no bread. You talk to him, you say, but
What's happening now?
It's the same as voting. It's the same as voting. And that's the power that we have to say, that vote right now is an investment in your country for the next 4 years. To say, this is how the roads are going to be maintained. This is how the lights are going to be maintained. This is how taxes are going to be used. This is how laws are going to be implemented. It's you saying, investing in your own country via the vote. So as young people, we do not see the country as ours. Maybe fault could be put on the previous generation, but now we are now the adults or growing into adulthood. A lot of our peers now have families and married kids now.
Yes.
You understand? So we are the adults now, and we're not taking responsibility. You cannot blame somebody who wasn't exposed to the same reality as you. Can you hold them accountable? Yes. Could they have done better? Yes. But what are you doing? And that's something as young people today, especially in South Africa, we do not practice that sense of ownership and responsibility to the country. This is our country. We have nowhere to go. If it doesn't work out, it's us who's gonna take the worst beating. Yeah. Maybe the few are privileged and rich that can go. And not to say there are not young people who are doing phenomenal things. There are a lot. I meet a lot of them. A lot of them are inventors. A lot of them are exceptional academics. A lot of them are leaders in their own sphere. But however, when it comes to numbers, statistics says fewer participate and the majority doesn't. The average age of South Africa is youth. We are a country that's the average age is under 35.
Under 35, yes.
So where are the under 35s?
Most of us aren't doing anything.
When you look at Parliament and you look there, you can't even relate to the way some of our leaders express certain opinions. And some opinions are very valid, but because of how they talk, you beat on a different frequency, and it changes everything. So I'm just saying, man, it's time we own up.
So bro. Another thing that I really wanted to speak about, how do you think you can directly use SA Books Online to change how the youth thinks? Because now accessibility is something that you've already noted is very important within doing that. And so when you speak about accessibility and using a mobile app and whatnot, my mom still struggles to find how to switch on and off her mobile data. She still wonders if she's got data or not, and we've got Wi-Fi in the house. So I'd like to imagine that SA Books Online, you might be focusing on the youth. Obviously, you do want to open up the horizons of who has access and who is on SA Books Online, be it the youth, older people and whatnot. But how do you think you can use it to target the youth specifically? As you have already said earlier, the majority is not participating. Be it in politics, be it in business, we want things to be done for us, unfortunately. So how do you think that you can use SA Books Online to directly change the culture of the way the youth thinks?
It's a question that has no straight answer to it, because the situations that we're faced with are forever evolving. You understand? And we adapt per situation. And with SA Books Online, is it for the youth? No. Is it for the older people? No.
It's for South Africa.
It's for everyone. It's for South Africa, you know. One of the proactive things that we've done with SA Books Online, or proactive initiatives rather, that we have done is to say, once all the political parties have launched their manifesto, you can read it on SA Books Online. We'll put it on there to help that participation, but also with our parents, we also need to re-educate them or inform them of the things they do with difficulty, how they can be done with much ease with technology. You know,
It's a double-edged sword.
my grandfather can read.
Okay.
He grew up in an era where education was denied to him. But if you put your book in his Xhosa, there's audiobooks on SA Books Online, and he'll hear the story. You understand?
Yes, that's powerful.
He also can see, even if he could read. You know, his vision is studying, but
Vision
he can
impairment, yes.
impairment, but he can hear. You understand? So we need to start being proactive and taking that leadership role as young people. Young people were afraid of being leaders, and that's worrisome. Like I said, that we are so dependent on people making decisions that are gonna come into effect or affect the country for the next 50 years, and they might not be there for the next 50 years.
They might not, honestly, yeah.
So we have to be proactive. We have to stand up and say, we are taking leadership positions. Whether it's acknowledged or not, you take leadership position in your professional space, in your personal space, with you as an individual, you take that leadership position. See yourself as a leader and say, okay, right now, I'm not liking what I'm seeing around me. What do I do? And you don't negotiate to make the environment better, whether it's for yourself or for everyone. Making surroundings a better, positive space is not something you should be negotiating. It should be something you're doing. And that is leadership.
I'm smiling like this because it's super profound that we're even having such conversations as young people. I believe we're still young, although we're young adults now. But for me, it's super profound because it's like we're two young guys. We had our own journeys, and they ended up linking at this point. And so, as they are linking, we're having very important conversations. And in our own right, we've got whatever amount of influence that we do have. It's encouraging to me. You know, it's encouraging, and I hope that someone else will start thinking about having these conversations as well, because it's very important that people start thinking themselves as leaders of the world that they are in. Even if you don't literally become a leader, but you can become a leader by going to cast your vote, because your vote matters. It makes a difference. Going on to SA Books Online, I love what you said, that the manifestos are going to be there. People vote for ANC or for DA or for anything because of skin color, because of who their parents voted for, because of which politician they like. You know, they
We vote based on hearsay, on reputation.
Hearsay, reputation.
When you
and
grow
who's a
up, it's
superstar.
like Orlando Pirates and Chiefs.
Exactly.
If the household is Chiefs, I'm a Chiefs
I'm
fan.
a
If
Chiefs
the
fan.
household is Pirates, I'm a Pirates
And
fan.
you've never read a manifesto. And I think, okay, like I said, I haven't voted, but for me, I don't know why I didn't give you the answer before, but my answer was always going to be, I haven't read a manifesto. All of the issues that I find important, I don't know where most of these political parties stand on it. Like you said earlier, we're in a country where censorship of the internet is not there. There literally are places in this world where there's so much censorship of the internet. And we're living in a place where I'm on the internet. I should at least know where they stand on data, on all of this stuff. If I don't know, why am I voting?
Young people not being informed as a young person, not being informed, I can blame to a certain extent. After a certain age, it's your fault.
Yes.
After a certain age, it starts becoming your fault. Elections are coming. Like I said, if you are not voting, you are voting. You understand?
Yeah, I get you.
The biggest weapon of someone in charge who is loathed by the majority is the non-participation of the people who are against them. Because the
Yes,
people who are
yes.
against them have the power to take them out, because already they're against them.
Yeah.
They have conflicting opinions. They have conflicting thoughts. So, like I said, if you're not voting, you are voting. So what's your responsibility? That's a question I think every young person should start asking themselves when they're sitting alone. What's your responsibility? If it's just buying bread, it's just buying bread. It's fine. At least we've acknowledged that responsibility. But a lot of young people don't live that responsibility. We are just reacting
Yeah.
to life. We're not proactive.
On Twitter, more even.
You know, this thing of being reactionary in behavior is a flawed way of facing life. We need to start. We need to start being proactive. As I said, you just have a conversation with yourself and say, what are my monthly responsibilities? Every month, what is it that you must do? Even if you live at your parents' house, what are your monthly responsibilities? The chore is a responsibility. You understand? You don't have to be paying bills to be responsible,
Be responsible,
or
yeah.
to assume yourself as having responsibility. See, once you start seeing yourself as a person that has responsibility in the household, then it grows. What's your responsibility? Your own community. If there isn't one, voting is one of them, if you didn't know. Because if that rubbish is not picked up, then you didn't vote, it's your fault.
It's your fault. We can't blame them for not having petrol or whatever, no.
You can't go to the municipality or go somewhere and go complain if you didn't vote. You weren't proactive in choosing the leadership. You should be there when they're not serving you to say, I voted for you to do this and this and you are not doing this. Or you should be there to say, that's why I didn't vote for you. But you
Because
can't
of,
be there and say, I
yes.
didn't vote. Your voice loses power. You need to understand what gives your voice strength, what gives it more skin. And that's
So-
what young people do not understand, that their voice is important. But when they put out their complaints, they are not heard because they are not accompanied by weight, skin. What's your weight? I can tell you right now, if I sit in a room full of people that are 30, 40 years older than me, they hear my voice. Why? It's because when I'm not with them, I have my own responsibilities to my environment, to my country, to my industry that I am doing. And when I put out my point when I'm sitting with them, they know I am not effing around.
There's weight behind
After
your
that
words.
meeting, my life is not centered through that meeting or that altercation. When I depart from them, I'm going to do things. But if I'm there, if they know all I do is smoke happily and drink these weekend drinks,
Yeah.
the day I have a complaint, they just brush me off like this. Do activities that put weight to your voice. Doesn't have to be profound. You don't have to change the whole country. You don't have to change the whole community. You can change your street. You can change the influence around your friends. You understand? I remember I was at this summit. It was a men's summit, and I never forget. So one of the speakers, they were talking about the issue of inappropriate behavior by men that lead to rape, molestation, and everything. Sensitive topic. And I asked a question in which that answer has never left my mind to this day. I asked one of the speakers to say, when you want to talk to that uncle or that friend, cousin that does this weird behavior, and they just want to listen, what do you do next? The person was like, you can't change people's behavior.
Wow.
But the biggest thing you should be asking yourself is why are they comfortable in doing it around you? How do you carry yourself?
Hey, for
Change,
them to feel comfortable.
changed everything. If someone's a molester, why are they comfortable doing it around you? If someone has rapist vibes, why are they comfortable doing it around you? We should start carrying ourselves in a way that makes it uncomfortable for people who do negative things to do it around you. If someone is stealing or doing an incorrect thing to the society and they're in your presence, why?
Why are they doing it around you? There must be something.
There must be something. And there's a lot of wrong that's happening around young people. Why?
Jeez, man. You know, Buddha, I feel like we need to have a part 2, you know? I need us to sit down and get more into these conversations we're having now. At the moment, I feel like you've given me a lot to digest. And I want to pick your mind a little bit more. And that's what I love about this show, Conversations with Reggie Mash, is that I want us to have conversations and for people to get used to hearing. You're profound, my man. I know you said don't put another man above yourself, but me having met you, I hope I meet more people like you going forward. People that will make my mind, make me start thinking further than my phone, my YouTube channel, thinking further than my job, thinking further than the people that I surround myself with on a daily basis, you know. And that's where I am now. I've been thinking further than my arm's length today. And it's inspiring. I'm glad I got a hold of you. It's been very problematic. It was the weather, the mics, the phones, the cameras, you know. It's been pretty problematic, but I'm glad that I got to actually meet you more than anything else, because I've always wanted to meet you. And something else, I'm gonna say this, I know it's a bit personal, but your partner happens to be someone I was in high school with, same class with. Always one of the most amazing minds around me. Very intelligent girl. I used to wonder, how am I even in class with this person? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A very amazing person. So I always knew that if I were to meet you, it would be a perspective changing experience. So I really would like to sit down again with you. There's a lot that I've learned from you in the few hours that we spent together. So I just, at this juncture, if there's anything that you would like, a message that you'd like to point across, if you'd like people to know how to get onto SA Books Online, anything of that nature, please speak to your people, my people, and let's hear what they have to say before we close it off today, my brother.
Yeah, man, I've got a plethora of things I want to say. I never run out of things, man. Of course, I can talk the whole day. But thank you, man. Thank you for initiating this. It's important. It's important for young people like us to meet, talk, sharpen our minds, challenge each other, go do better. It's important. I've recently, not recently, it's something I've been doing for a while. The habit. I just want to be around people who, by assumption, I think they're better than me in experiences, with knowledge, with material acquisition, with wealth, because I like to reach up and not reach down. You understand? I want to be challenged. I want to be told, no, you're wrong.
Yeah.
It's important. It's a healthy exercise for somebody. Whatever you want to do in life, it's important you surround yourself with people who are doing what you want to achieve or living what you want to achieve. And that's what, as young people, for me, my message specifically is to young people. To older people, I want to sit and engage them, especially the ones in positions of power, and say, no, not for my generation. I do not agree with this. I'm not a very agreeable person. I can debate. I'm stubborn. I'm closer as it gets. You understand? I want to sit and say, I don't agree. This is how we want to live.
Yeah.
You understand? But also acknowledge the lessons that they can give us the experiences. You can't buy experience, you can only live experience.
Yeah.
So it's important with us as young people to start proactively finding like-minded people. On top of that, reaching out to the knowledge of the ones who have lived more than us, whether we agree with them or not. I always like saying that unity is overrated. It's a bit of a controversial statement
That's
to
why
say
I'm laughing,
unity is.
yeah.
You know, I remember was called to this place to an event to be a speaker, and I said no, unity is overrated. It was young people, and everyone's heart nearly fell. They're like, why? I'm like,
Yeah, why?
we are so addicted to having people that have opinions that are same to us or a similar opinion, and that is unhealthy. You need people with conflicting opinions. That's why I say unity is overrated. See, right now, me and you, we can have conflicting opinions, but when an older person moves across or walks across the street and see us talking like this, they say, I'm seeing young people doing something positive.
Yeah.
They're not aware that we are arguing.
Arguing, yes.
You understand when I say unity is a little bit overrated? We need to start being comfortable with being in the same rooms with people that don't have the same opinions as us, that don't have the same views as us. That's how you build a country. That's how you build a community. That's how you build a family. That's how you build anything. If we are building a building and there's something that's not right, this brick is not sitting right, and we all say it's sitting right, the day it falls, we are all surprised.
Yeah, exactly.
You need that one person. I tell you guys are
No,
crazy.
man.
I go right, land.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do also with SA Box Online. Bring in all of these opinions. You have mna ndingumuntu wezinyanya. I'm an ancestral person,
Yes.
traditional. You understand? My traditional views, my spiritual beliefs are rooted in tradition. You could be a Christian, you could be Islam, you could be Jewish, you could be Buddhist.
Yes.
But let's sit in the same room. There are many wise takeaways from Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. I take as well, but I don't practice them because I practice African tradition and spirituality. I believe in umvelqangi. I believe kwinyanya zami, umqwambo, khawutholo, umrharhabe. I know my lineage till the 1800s.
Jeez.
1700s even, I think. Yeah, now we're 1700s. We're trying to take it a bit further. My
further.
father knows it till the 1400s, so I'm trying to learn from him. You know, that's who I take it from. Understand? But that doesn't mean I can't sit with a Christian and learn. That doesn't mean I can't sit with a Jew or a Muslim and learn.
And learn, yes.
And those are some of the things now we need to start breaking these unhealthy habits of being around people that say the same things that you say. You can't grow as a person. I need someone to tell me that I'm wrong or someone to say I disagree. We can disagree and still be friends.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's what we, on SA Books Online, we're putting all of these opinions of South Africans, all of these experiences onto one platform. It's easy, just Google SA Books Online. The number one on SEO, we're number one right there. We worked very hard on that SEO. You understand? You go on the Play Stores, SA Books Online app, you find it on there. You know, right now, I'm in the process of partnering with people who believe in what I don't believe.
Powerful.
You understand?
It's powerful.
As a company, someone.
That's how you're gonna grow at the end of the day. That's how you're gonna grow.
If it fails, it fails. If it
Yeah.
passes, the results are gonna be extraordinary. But guess what? We're from the same land. We're from the same similar, if not the same communities. The question is, how were they able to have those opinions and I have my own opinions? And that thread is the one that we use as a guideline to start strategizing towards what kind of country do we want to build. As a young person, I'm taking responsibility and I'm not being apologetic about it. I am not in the business of just building my company or building my community. I'm in the business of building my country proactively.
Sbusiso. Damn, and you did say you've got a plethora of things to say. But yo, man, like I said, I'm gonna repeat it one last time. I'm very glad I met you. No matter what happens going forward, I would like to keep contact with you, my brother, because I believe I've got so much that I can learn from you. And I believe that I hopefully, let me know, I say believe and hopefully in the same sentence. Hopefully, I will have something that I can impart onto you as well, you know. So for now, I'm going to close it. I'm gonna close it for now, just so we don't run out of space and whatnot and whatnot.
Before you close it, did you
Yes,
register
yes.
to vote this weekend?
I believe this is the last weekend I can register, right?
Yeah.
And I believe I can do it online, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it tonight.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. After this conversation, I have to. I'm gonna
I
feel
told you I'm a young person who's
hectic.
taking charge. I'm taking all of you guys.
Yeah.
Must go vote.
100%. No, I am. Like I said, I know it's the last weekend because I was searching, I think 2 or 3 days ago, if I can still register, because I know I can do it online. And I have even more reason now, right? I don't want to just be standing by. And then you open my ID and there's no stamps, there's no passport stamps, there's no voting stamps, there's no stamps at all. It's just, since I was 16, it's looked the same, and I need to change that.
And the worst thing is that one day, if you don't vote, you'll wake up with the wrong leader
Ish,
and you are to blame.
ish.
Think about that.
Scott, we're registering tonight, right? We have to register. Yes, thank you so much for that.
It's a
man.
pleasure, man.
And
It's
you
a
see, that's
pleasure.
the thing. I haven't been asked that yet. I haven't been asked that question yet. And that's why I'm saying I'm glad to have met you. And I'm not throwing shade on whoever's been around me until now. But what I'm saying is that growth is needed. And I can't be the same guy I was 5 years ago, 2 years ago, even last week. So thank you. Thank you so much for coming. No matter how things go going forward, I'd like to keep contact, my brother. Hopefully we'll plan something proper and we'll have a proper 2 or 3 hour discussion where we're just sitting down and just talking, you know, whether it be on or off camera. Just come and sit down and talk.
I'm
I'd really
I'm a
appreciate
bit of a scatterbrain, so you'll have to guide me on the topics, because I just
Yes.
off ramp easily. But however, like I said, thank you for calling me. It's important that as young people we start to engage openly. Even when I say you go vote, I'm not expecting you to vote for something that I'm voting for.
Yes.
I would gladly enjoy it if you vote for something I'm not voting for, so we can sit on the table again and start to debate
Yes.
and say, why is this happening? Why are you doing this, or why are you implementing this like this? It's important. Now we start to engage. Next time, maybe we need to start engaging in a debate. You know, I'm for, you are against, or you are against, I'm for.
This guy wants to destroy me.
No, not. It's not destroying. It's
Yeah.
having that open conversation. Maybe you can agree for 15 minutes and disagree for another 15 minutes. You understand? So we can see how we best find a lot of solutions for the many problems that we have as young people. But I don't want to get over into things. I always close a lot of my interviews by saying, be the genius you. The world will catch up.
Man, thank you so much. Sbusiso Manqa. Hey, I'm sorry, I can't get the pop.
Manqa.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank you so much. I got it. Hey, man. Yo, thanks for tuning in to Conversations with Reg. If you made it this far, thank you so much. And you know what? I don't really have much to say. We are going to run this back 100%. This is one conversation that I need to run back again. If you made it this far, once again, thank you. Please go ahead, check out my other episodes. Please go check out SA Books Online. Go check out a book by Sbusiso Manqa.
Because I think I'm depressed. Yeah, man.
Yes, I think I'm depressed.
It's free on SA Books Online if they
You
want
see,
to
that's
read
the
it.
thing. Please go check the book out on SA Books Online. It's not just here. Go look for the picture. Go look for the name. I think I'm depressed. I think just from speaking to him, just from watching and listening to him, you know that this is not going to be just an empty book. So please go check it out. Read it. He's got another book, I Miss Your Tears. Please go check that out as well. And then, go down to the comment section. Ask us anything. Tell us what you'd like us to talk about next time. But from me and Buddha himself, thank you so much for coming through, man. I really enjoyed this conversation so much. I've got a lot to think about. I've got a lot to go do. I need to go register tonight. So yeah, man, much love to you guys. Thanks for watching.
Cheers.